Good day everyone. Today we have the 2025 Nissan GT-R. This is going to be a full in-depth review of the interior, exterior, and engine details of the GT-R. Once again, this is PatrickReyesTV. Let's go and start. Now with the key fob around the vehicle, you could lock and unlock the doors with this black button right here. So it's currently unlocked. And to lock it, just press this button. Press it again to unlock. On the door sidings, you have leather inserts and cloth material right here on the bottom. Have some net pockets in here, and your Bose door speakers. In here you have leather seats. You have the controls for the seat position, the height, and your heated seat controls. Now with the key fob inside the vehicle, you could start the engine by putting on or pressing on the brakes and pushing the button to start. Now, before we go and check out the interior, let's go and check out the exterior first by turning on the headlights. It has auto mode as well, fog lights, and the hazards. Now all or both windows are fully automatic, up and down. Today, we're standing beside a legend, a car that's defined an era of Japanese performance. Meet the 2025 Nissan GT-R. And this isn't just any GT-R, it's the last of its kind. Nissan has announced that this will be the final model year for this icon, a send-off to over half a century of unrelenting performance heritage. The 2025 GT-R maintains that unmistakable form, low, wide, with a stance that just screams speed. Nissan has stayed true to its roots with the GT-R's design, embracing a design that enthusiasts and car lovers recognize instantly. Starting up front, we have Nissan's distinctive V-motion grille, which has become synonymous with the GT-R's aggressive face. This grille is wider and more sculpted than ever, giving the GT-R a strong presence even when it's standing still. Flanking the grille are ultra-sharp LED headlights that slice through the air, not just lighting the road but giving the car a menacing look. And the front bumper is sculpted for maximum aerodynamics, with integrated air vents to keep the twin-turbo V6 running cool. The side profile reveals the GT-R's muscle, a low and wide stance that hugs the road. Clean, chiseled lines flow from front to back, highlighting the GT-R's aerodynamic silhouette. The fenders flare out ever so slightly, hinting at the power under the hood. It is also seated on a 20-inch forged alloy wheel. The GT-R commands attention on the road. The wheel design combines form and function, lightweight yet strong enough to handle high-speed turns. And behind those wheels, the golden Brembo brake calipers peek out, adding a splash of color and a reminder of the GT-R's high-performance braking system. Moving to the rear, the GT-R's design heritage shines through. Those iconic quad-circular taillights are instantly recognizable even in the dark. This pays tribute to generations of GT-Rs before it. A subtle rear spoiler adds both style and functionality, enhancing downforce to keep the car planted at high speeds. And down below, the quad exhaust tips aren't just for show. They unleash the GT-R's distinctive, thunderous exhaust note that enthusiasts have come to adore. The 2025 Nissan GT-R is a true masterpiece of design, a perfect blend of aggression and sophistication. It's instantly recognizable, undeniably iconic, and a fitting farewell to one of the most beloved sports cars of all time. In this final model year, Nissan has given the GT-R a send-off worthy of its legendary status: bold, striking, built for speed, and a supercar killer. Let's go and pop the hood. The 2025 Nissan GT-R comes in one engine option, which is the hand-built VR38 DETT 3.8-liter dual overhead cam twin-turbo V6 engine. It produces 565 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and a whopping 637 Nm of torque at 3,300 to 5,800 RPM. It is paired with a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission with rev-matching manual mode via the paddle shifters. Acceleration time of 0 to 100 km per hour is clocked at 2.9 seconds, at a top speed of 328 km per hour. The GT-R has a mixed fuel consumption rating of 8.4 km per liter with a fuel tank capacity of 74 liters. So, let's give her a few revs and check how the engine sounds from the inside. Now, on the inside of the GT-R, you're greeted with a 4-spoke steering wheel. You have side extensions for better grip and a full wrap leather around the steering wheel. So, steering is quite on the heavy side, but that's no problem because when you go high speeds, it will give you a better control for the car. Now, on the left-hand side, you have volume rockers or your volume controls, your source for the head unit, and your selector. And on the right side, you have your cruise control, your accept and decline calls. And you have paddle shifters right over here on the back of the steering wheel. It goes along when turning the steering wheel, as you can see. On the left side, you have your gauge cluster illumination light adjustment and your trip meter. And right here is the selector for the gauge cluster. So you have your average fuel consumption, your time usage, your kilometer range, outside temperature, some settings in here, your instantaneous kilometers per liter, and your digital speedometer. So on the gauge cluster, it's still very similar from the previous models. You have your gear indicator right there, and water temperature, fuel gauge, tachometer right here on the middle, giving you that sporty feel, and your speedometer right over there. On the left hand side, you have a circular air conditioning vent right here, and auto folding side mirror, parking sensors, your trunk release, and that's where you put your key fob. So this one goes right onto that slot right over here. On the left side, you have your window controls, door locks, power window lock, and your door handle is right over here. And you have speakers in here as well, and right over there as well. And that will serve as your tweeter speakers. And in here, you have the 6-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. It has manual mode. And now, as you can see on the gear indicator, it's now in the letter M, which now you could shift manually via the paddle shifters. And to go back, just push it again and you're now in A, which is fully automatic. And when you put it in reverse, you have your rear backup camera and guidance lines that adjusts to your steering wheel. And that's park. And as you can see, the finish here is all carbon fiber. Soft touch materials right here on the dashboard. And in here, you have your drivetrain control and you have your suspension control. The R means racing mode, which actually enhances stability on the suspension, and the comfort, of course, is better for your daily driving. And right here, you have your traction control, and it has the R, which is racing mode, and you could also turn it off. And right here, you have your air conditioning controls. You have dual zone climate control. Temperature from the driver's side can be different from the passenger side. So it's a basic air conditioning system. Fan speed, different modes, front defogger, rear defogger, and recircular vents right here. The 4D head unit, let's go and check it out. So on the main menu, you're greeted with what you're playing on the Bluetooth. You have clock right over here. And here's a bunch of features that you are granted with. So you have AM, FM, Bluetooth audio, USB and iPod, Bluetooth, and vehicle information and phone book. Let's go and check out the next page. So yeah, I think that's about it on the different apps. So let's try listening to some music. So yeah, right off the bat, the speakers sound so clear, and you have that extra punch through the door speakers with some extra bass right in there and some clarity right on the tweeter speakers. So it's a balance of perfect sounds. And of course, the speakers, if you haven't noticed, is powered by Bose. And you also have speakers on the back right over here. So if you haven't noticed as well, you also have a CD or a DVD. I don't know if this one has DVD, but it has a CD slot right here, which is kind of old school for a 2025 model, but it is what it is. It's there, so might as well use it if you want to. So vehicle information, let's check this out. So it only has the tire pressure right here. Nothing special. Yep. So basically, the GT-R isn't your, your premium luxury sports car. It is really made for performance. So again, they would not put those extra features that we really don't need for a sports car. But I guess the Bose speakers make it up for that, and I think that's enough for a, for the listening experience inside the Nissan GT-R. And on the dashboard, Again, soft touch materials right here. Everything is soft touch. Bose speaker right there as well. Glove compartment. It has Alcantara finish. Cup holder in here, as you can see. Of course, you can close this down if you want to. Center console, you have two USB slots for the head unit and 12 volts DC outlet. And right here, you have your auto-dimming rear view mirror. Map lights. And this is, I think, for towing mode. It says on the logo showed right here. So this is what it looks like on the inside of the cabin of the 2025 Nissan GT-R. So again, this is probably based off a more than a decade vehicle, but again, it doesn't look old for me. It doesn't look a decade old. It could actually still coexist with modern vehicles that exist today. And in here, you can see the shape of the racing seat, bucket seats, and it says here handcrafted stitch. So everything in here was meticulously made. Even the engine was made hand built, so why not the seats as well, right? So let's go and check out the rear seats. Pull this tab right here, and you have access on the back, and you have the seats right over here. You have both speakers right here on the middle, which I showed you earlier, and a cup holder in here. So I guess two young kids could be comfortable sitting in the back. Some coat hooks right here. And that's about it on the back seats. Nothing much going on around there. Let's go and check out the trunk. So you have a trunk or a deep space right over here on the back, which is quite convenient for a two-door sports car, or two-door supercar, I would say. And as you can see, space is quite huge and quite deep as well. And the GT-R gives you that classic feel on the trunk, which usually the trunks from today opens up to here, just above the bumper. And here, you have an opening right on the top. So I hope you enjoyed the full tour review of the 2025 Nissan GT-R. This would be the last GT-R R35 that we will see in the market. So it's good to be riding one of these vehicles, and it's really an icon really in the car industry. And I'm really happy that I'm inside probably the last models of the R35. So thank you guys for watching. This is PatrickReyesTV signing out.